Bruno, the question was, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's struggling, who's having tough time, who's what kind of advice would you give to that person who's going through that?
Well, what I tell to all my friends is that there are options. Maybe sometimes you need to look for it, but something like check to chair or something similar to check to chair exists, even if you are in Mauritius or if you are in Italy, etc. So my advice would be, do not hesitate to seek for help. As Rebecca said in one of our videos, seeking help is an act of self-love. It's not something that you need to be ashamed of, something that makes you more weak.
Yeah.
And there is another thing that I noticed between my friends. When they are conscious that they might need help, they might need therapy, they might need to talk to someone, then they're still like, okay, but I don't have someone to talk to. So then you start procrastinating. We youngsters, we procrastinate about a lot of things. The thing is, I believe you should not compromise when it comes to your health, etc. So mental health is really important. So let's not make up excuses, etc. Like, oh my God, okay, even if there is this person, even if it is for free, then I don't know, I go there, and then what if I'm not able to handle the conversation? I mean, counselors are people trained to make conversation flow.
Yeah.
The only thing that they cannot do is reach out to you without you doing the first step. So the only thing that you need to do is to contact them, is to will to start a conversation. Then they will help you to make it flow and to get all the things out. But this is a pointless fear, according to me.
Yeah.
So yes, just go ahead and do not procrastinate on that as well. This is my advice. This is what I tell my friends.
That's a good advice, my brother. Who are you inspired by?
I mean, for this, as I told you, I was not properly inspired by someone. I just did it because I wanted to help my close ones. And then I discovered that other people might need the same help, might be in need of the same help. So that's it. That's it. But surely, the work that Anwar and Rebecca were already doing, and their speech that we've been able to record throughout the campaign, normalize it on our social. Surely those are inspiring. And sometimes even when I've been interviewed in another podcast in Mauritius, or when people ask me a question about it, as you just did, sometimes I quote certain sentence that they mention in our video. So yeah, they are two inspiring figures.
Okay. What's next for Bruno? Where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years?
I don't know. I have no idea. We will see where life brings me. I go with the flow. My plan, and my life is planned till the end of August. Then after that is a big question mark. You know, when I was finishing high school in Italy, and my parents were saying, yeah, maybe next year you go to Mauritius. I was like, I was not taking it seriously. And once I was in my graduation trip. It's a trip that you do with your friends after your graduation in high school.
Yeah.
So not something organized by university or high school. No. It's just a thing that you organize within friends. And my parents just told me, oh, you know, we look for you university for you in Mauritius, and in 1 month we are leaving. I was like, what?
Wow.
Okay. And I was not even sure to get admitted because I needed to do a test to certify my level of English. So they told me, so before you need also to do a test. And I was like, damn, I was so happy that I was not going to have any admission test for the university. And I was like, damn, okay, cool. So it was something that happened at the last minute. And I was not planning to stay 4 years in Mauritius. And I could not forecast to reach this moment right now. So for me, it's difficult to see where I will be in 10 months. But 10 years, but surely I would love to do what I'm doing, to work in the media production field, to work in the advertising field, something like this. I mean, that's in Italian we say bread for my teeth.
Okay. that's great. I totally understand. Yeah, so what are some of most important lessons that you've learned in life? You can share maybe 5 or 3 or less than 5 or less.
Then, okay, that I learned in life.
Yeah.
So overall, not linked particularly to chair to chair.
Okay. Yeah.
No, and you're asking me overall lessons, not something
Overall,
linked
in
to chair to
general,
chair.
in
Okay.
general, yeah.
Okay. That being humble always pays off. So when you can do something, when you're doing something and people are even praising you so much, to always keep a humble attitude. This will help you in the future. It's something that sometimes you don't even see coming, but it will surely help. So there is the difference between being arrogant and accepting a compliment or acknowledging your results. There is a line between these two categories. So being humble is a thing that I learned. Because also when it comes to opportunity, when it comes to networking, being humble is also pushing people to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Especially when, for instance, you are like me, someone that doesn't have so much experience in the job industry. I have some little experience, but when you see someone with more experience than you, and then you are like bragging so much about small things that you did, this doesn't put you in a nice light. Another thing that I learned is to not be shy. Now I know that some people might be introvert, etc., but there is this comedy with no, I don't remember the name. It's called Yes Man with Jim Carrey. And because of a kind of curse in the movie, he's so depressed in the beginning. He doesn't go out, and because of a sort of curse, he's forced to say always yes. Now I don't want to spoil the movie, but the thing is that by saying yes to new opportunity, to things that put you out of your comfort zone, his life changed completely.
True.
I don't want to spoil the ending, but I watched this when the first year I came to Mauritius, and I was like, you know what? Let's try this. And in my daily life, I try to implement this habit. And to be honest, it worked. To be honest, there was a period in which I was working here in Mauritius, and we were doing overtime every day around Easter, and I had only one day off. And in that day, a friend of mine asked me to do a hike, and I was like, I said yes, but the day itself, I was like, I think I'm going to tell him that I'm sick or something. I was like, no, Bruno, you know what? You don't know what this day might bring you. And to be honest, it was one of the best days of my life. I managed to see a natural swimming pool, like in Mauritius, a secret one, those kind of things that you see on natural bloggers on Instagram. And I saw it, I was there, and I was like, wow, okay, you see, I was supposed to be here. So yeah, when you have new opportunities, step out into that, because even when it comes to opportunities that people are telling you to do, like, I don't know, hey, you want to join us to do this thing and you're not used to, you want to join us to this hike, you want to join us to visit this place, say yes. You want to meet these new people, say yes, because you don't know what that situation might bring to you or to your future.
Wow, that's so profound. That's amazing. If you're not in school, if you're not working, what do you do? What's a typical day like for you?
Right now, I am trying to, since we are all finishing uni, etc., I'm trying to dedicate more time to my friends. So when I'm not working with uni and the workload that we have from uni is massive, when I don't work for uni, I am just spending time with my friends and trying to pull up my life, because as I told you, I am talking as if I don't know, I reach a good level in the process, but and maybe it is like this, and maybe in my personal journey in the last year I did some steps ahead, but it's not as if I am completely fine, etc. So that's why, as I was telling you, I decided to open chair to chair. But even if I talk with calm, as if I have so much knowledge, etc., this doesn't mean that me myself I'm always fine. So sometimes I need to pull myself together and to be like, okay, what are your priorities? Don't get distracted. So for the time being, what I'm trying to do is to invest time in myself, like in some healthy habits that take time, work on uni, and dedicate time to my friends until we are together, because I don't know when I will meet them again. So
Wow.
doing hike with them, like yesterday we went to a waterfall, we did a nice road trip here in Mauritius, or maybe watching with them, just going at the beach and spending time together. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying, at least in this moment, to cut off all the other useless thing. Like, I don't know, in this moment for me, Netflix and stuff is just a waste of time. So right now I'm trying to prioritize other things.
Okay.
The Netflix time will come later, maybe after my graduation. Then yes, then I should do a full immersion in some TV shows.
I get it. What kind of advice would you give to your younger self? What kind of advice would you give to your younger self?
To my younger self,
Yeah.
that to my younger self, I would say that everything will be fine.
Mm.
There are certain situations that might hurt, but you need to go through that, because you need to understand how it is to be in a bad place in order to help other people when they are in their bad place.
Wow.
And I would say that remember, you are capable to do more than what you think.
Wow.
Yes, I would say
that. How do you define success? These are some of the questions which I ask all my guests. How do you define success?
Success for me, it's a term really close to happiness. And my idea of happiness, once, because in my past I always volunteer with church activities, etc., or spiritual groups, stuff like that. So once I've been asked a question like this, and at least at the stage where I was, it was like 2 years ago, before all this not so nice thing that happened in my life. But 2 years ago, I've been asked that question, and at the time I had a girlfriend, had some amazing friends. My family is close to me, and I'm happy with them. And I was on the right work path, let's say, because I was doing a course in a university that I like. I like my course, and I am doing good in my course. So, to be honest, my life was peaceful, and I was like, for me, this is happiness. For me, this is success. If I manage to keep this balance. So when even I think about my future, the resolution that I would like to take is, Bruno, keep trying to find this balance, because sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes there are moments in which you are forced to prioritize more your family or more your work, but it's important that at the end of the day we catch up. Like, for instance, right now, as I told you, I'm very busy. I'm doing this university project. Try to Chair is only one of my assessments because it's my dissertation, and I have others. And I'm trying to spend time with my friends, but right now I'm far from my family. I'm living here alone. So then probably when I will go to Italy, I will have to prioritize my family a little more. So it's a matter of priority, and you always need to focus on the balance. For me, this is my idea of happiness, and this is my idea of success. If I succeed to do that, for me, I achieve my goal.
And failure, how do you define it?
I don't know. I am a person very harsh on myself. So when I'm not able to give my best, for me is already a failure. And sometimes I'm doing good. Like, people around me are telling me, "Oh, you should not be so harsh on yourself. When it comes to uni, when it comes to a relationship, or something else, they tell me, you did your best." And in my mind, though, I'm like, was it my best? So for me, failure would be not achieving what I want because I didn't do my best. This is a failure.
Okay.
If I don't achieve what I want, but I did my best, I know I tried as far as I could. But failure is when I don't try.
Okay. Any last words that you want to leave us with?
No, I think I said pretty much everything. I thank you very much for this interview. I hope that maybe it can be food for thought for some people. And yes, if I can promote the project I'm working on, Chai to Chai is on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So you can just go and follow and keep up with the content that we're posting, because who knows, maybe not to you, but to a friend close to you, to a family member close to you, that content might be interesting, might uplift them, etc. So, yeah.
Okay, that's great. And this is the last question that I ask all my guests. And when it is all said and done, my brother, how would you like to be remembered?
How I would like to be remembered? As someone that did a change, being it small. Like I don't need to be Steve Jobs, to be honest, because I watched this TED talk that really stick to my mind, and it was about motor race pilot that in Italy, and he was explaining how normally it's a business, very expensive to get training and to get opportunities, and he was explaining how he managed to reach there, and that nowadays with the internet, etc., we are full of opportunity. We have endless opportunity. We just need to take the patience and the constancy to go ahead and pursue your goal. And then sooner or later, as I always said, if that thing is meant to happen, it will. And for him, it happened. And the title of his TED talk was, the focus was not only really on motor racing competition, but it was that about the fact that in this world, there is no way that you cannot achieve the field that you want, the job that you want, etc. Maybe not exactly that position, but you have different opportunity to work on your self-branding through internet, through social media to reach there. So people like Steve Jobs, listening to this talk, that talk, I was like, okay, so if I can be whoever I want, I can be the next Steve Jobs. And yes, maybe I can, maybe you can, if you put his constancy, etc. But when you watch about the videos of the videos or the movies about the life of Steve Jobs, the life of Mark Zuckerberg, how he came up with Facebook, like he compromised so much, he sacrificed so much. Steve Jobs itself with his family. So I don't think I need to be the next Steve Jobs to be happy. I just want, as I told you, to keep that balance and to really remember in the mind of some people of someone that did a change, even a small one.
Okay. Thank
This
you,
is what I would say.
my brother. Thank you so much for your time. I would like us to continue this conversation. Thank you so much.
I thank you too. I thank you too.
Hopefully we'll get to do this again soon.
Sure. I'm available. I am up to do that. I'm keen to do that.
You're welcome.